are all sorts of unique personalities presented in the Amazing World of Gumball, but who would you be if you lived in Elmore? Hi, I'm Jacob with Channel Frederator, and today I'll be your guide as we discover which Amazing World of Gumball character are you. And before we get started, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to become part of our notification squad. Gumball Watterson. Are you a goofball? Do you like to test the limits of life with your sharp wit and clueless schemes? Do you always go the extra mile to help out those who are important to you, and then does going that extra mile accidentally turn into a marathon because you tend to overcomplicate things irrationally? If the answer is yes, then you might be Gumball. The star of the show is a star because he's just so darn likable. Well, not all of the time. In fact, if you're Gumball, you probably get on everyone's nerves now and again because you can get obsessed with your latest games and challenges. Let's just say that you're ahead of the most recent trends. As nice as it may be to call yourself the star of the show, don't let that ego get the best of you. We all know you're great, but it's okay to let someone else be in the spotlight for a little while. In fact, it would probably be good for you. If unchecked, your ego may leave you prone to fits of jealousy, and just remember that blue is your color, not green. If you relate to everyone's favorite blue kitty, your moral compass might not always point true north, but just like Gumball, you always seem to figure out how to do the right thing when it matters. Darwin Watterson. But maybe this isn't right. Perhaps your moral compass always points in the right direction. Are you so kind-hearted that you always seem to find the best in people? Would your friends describe you as the goody two-shoes of the group? Do you love making people happy? Congratulations! You are Darwin Watterson. The adopted brother of Gumball and Anais is almost always the voice of reason on the show. His innocence and lovable charm is infectious and often rubs off on whoever is in close proximity. So what, you're that unexpected accomplice in a crime that you never wanted to be a part of? We all know that strong sense of honesty will probably lead to a smaller punishment. After all, honesty is the best policy, but I know I don't need to tell you that. When the going gets tough, you're not one to make a scene, or at least you never mean to. If you're Darwin, just be sure to let out your frustrations every now and then. Bottling them up is unhealthy, and your bad side makes the Hulk look like a fussy toddler. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter though. Your unwavering optimism and cheery attitude makes you one of the most fabulous friends anyone could ask for, even if it means you're sometimes a fish out of water. Anais Watterson. Or maybe you follow your head more than your heart. Has anyone told you you're super smart, like scarily smart? Are you too mature for everyone your age, but too young to fit in with an older crew? This trait may lead to you feeling a bit socially awkward at times, but you've always got your stuffed animal collection to keep you company. If you're often the smartest person in the room, then you're Anais Watterson. You know what to do to get what you want, and can manipulate your family into doing anything, but that's just one of the perks of being adorable. That super smart brain of yours also means that you can be more analytical than others, but in the best way possible. That always analyzing brain can think up of some of the best jokes and one-liners for any given situation. And while you're not afraid to call someone on their shenanigans, you're also not one to hold back from doing your own. Did we mention that you're adorable and can get away with anything? You might want to use that ability to lend your siblings a hand from time to time. Nicole Watterson. Your brain may need exercise, but technically it isn't a muscle. It's possible your lifestyle calls for a more physical approach. Are you sweet and kind on the surface, but deep down a tough cookie who won't take nonsense from anyone? Would you do everything in your power to protect the ones you love, even if it means getting a little violent sometimes? If you sometimes feel like you're the only responsible one in your family, then you've got a lot in common with Nicole Watterson. When she's not working at the Rainbow Factory, Gumball's mom can be found taking care of all of the responsibilities of her family. All of that work at your job and the extra work at home may leave you wound pretty tight, but you should know that everyone appreciates all you do for them, even if they don't always say it. Sure, your fiery temper may sometimes get the best of you, but you've got to have some reason to bust out your ridiculously awesome athletic skills. You're also one to never take no for an answer, especially if that gets in the way of you becoming a millionaire or returning an unbusted television. You're a real Nicole if all you need to get some respect in the neighborhood is a good dropkick. Richard Watterson. The brash and bold lifestyle might not be your speed either. Maybe you've been thinking about cookies ever since I mentioned that Nicole is a tough one. Do you have a big heart and an even bigger appetite? When Sunday rolls around, do you look at your to-do list and then crumple it up and sleep on the couch until it's time to go to bed? Would you, like most people, rather spend all day watching TV than doing work? If so, then you are 100% Richard Watterson. We know that Richard ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but it's not all that bad. As they say, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, or I guess a rabbit finds a carrot. Every now and then, you're capable of delivering some truly profound advice and words of wisdom. If you're like Richard, despite your flaws, you enjoy the simple things in life, like delicious food and spending time with your family. Also, exercising's not really on your to-do list, and neither is walking from your parking spot to the mall entrance. Despite a lack of exercise, we all know there's nothing but power underneath that doughy exterior, and you aren't afraid to use it to get what you want. All things considered, Richard's got it made. But if you really do spend all of your time watching TV, you might want to consider getting a job or getting back to your studies or doing whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing right now. Penny, would you do anything for your friends? Do you find yourself sticking up for them even when you're under pressure? Are you so sensitive and insecure that you put up figurative and also literal walls around yourself to avoid anyone hurting your feelings? Then you've got a lot in common with Penny Fitzgerald. You are the embodiment of a Miyazaki film, full of magic and wonder. Now, you might not have the best choice in childhood sweethearts, but you understand that legally you're bound to no one. While you may look rough on the surface, there is a fantastic person hiding underneath that shell of yours just waiting to burst out. Carrie. Do you have a tendency to wallow in your sadness? Do you insist that the emo phase never goes away, you just get better at hiding it? If you enjoy punk rock and feeling miserable, you're just like Carrie the Ghost. You're probably just a little bit misunderstood. To others, you may often come across as cold and distant, but deep down inside, you're delicate and full of love. You just show it in your own unique way. So if you're the type of ghoul who's down to get their friends into some mystical mischief, Carrie might just be your doppelganger. But don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Alan Keane. Do hearts seem to float when you walk in a room? Do you also float when you float into a room? Are you one of the most popular kids in school? Have you ever found yourself in a complicated romantic relationship, one that makes Romeo and Juliet look like nothing? If any of this feels familiar, then you're Alan Keane. Overall, you're probably a pretty good person. Just make sure you're right for the right reasons. You don't need to take over the world or anything. Also, your Instagram must be stellar, because no one can take a bad picture of you. Even that mole of yours is sexy. There's no secret though, you're just a beautiful person inside and out. Just keep away from sharp objects. Tina Rex. Have you recently undergone a big change in your life? Were you once a bully who has realized the error of your ways? If you're like Tina Rex, you've probably done some things that you didn't necessarily need to do, but felt like you had to, and now you're finally coming into your own. You can also do some significant collateral damage, whether intentionally or unintentionally. That's not a bad thing, you just don't know your own strength. Nobody can tell you how to live except you, so do your thing. Larry Needlemeyer. Responsible, hardworking, able to juggle tasks with relative ease, and committed to your work. If any of these describe you, then you're Larry Needlemeyer. Sometimes it may feel like the world is against you, but you're a tentpole of society. Without people like you, the world tends to fall apart. Also, you give everyone that cold dose of reality that the world indeed has its rules. So don't worry, I hear ya, I see ya, and keep on keeping on. Bobbert, do you have difficulty expressing your emotions? Do people often think you're cold and a calculator? I mean cold and calculating? If none of these other characters have felt like the right match, then that's probably because you're Bobbert. Bobbert is often called a nerd by his classmates because he understands math better than he understands people. You might have some trouble making friends, but you should celebrate your uniqueness. It's what makes you, you. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, but water definitely will. Stay away from water. Banana Joe. Are you literally a banana with googly eyes? Well, you're Banana Joe. You have excellent taste in music and a sick beat to call your own. In fact, you might just be the coolest person in the school without care for day-to-day drama. Also, you can laugh at your own jokes. Not many people can do that. Although you're not really a person, you're a banana. Wait, how are you watching this video? And there you have it. Out of all of these wonderful characters in Elmore, you're bound to relate to one of them. Maybe even a couple of them. I consider myself to be a semi-functional hybrid of Carrie and Banana Joe, although most people that know me would probably say I'm more like Richard. Anyway, once again, I'm Jacob with Channel Frederator, and thanks for watching Which Amazing World of Gumball character are you? What discoveries have you made about yourself watching this video? Be sure to leave us a comment and let us know. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe because we've got a ton of Gumball videos on this channel for you to enjoy. Don't forget to click that bell icon to become part of our notification squad, and remember, Frederator loves you.